I'm Sarah Goodson, and I'm the founder at Three Beats Consulting. And today I'm going into the second part of a three-part series on practical energy management. And so in video one, which I'll link to below in the show notes or whatever you call them, you'll get a link to the video I put out last week. And that really sets the stage for what the following two videos are. And as a brief recap, where this all came from is, as I noticed, as COVID is starting to become a regular part of our life and navigating around how to live life and do work around that and the existence of it, I'm noticing that there are so many people who are feeling burnt out, feeling like they're going from 0 to 60 and not having a whole lot of transition time that's really been helpful for them as they've integrated back into the world. And so this is really in an effort to support people who are feeling overwhelmed, who are feeling like, wow, I don't really feel like I have a whole lot of authority and power over my calendar, for people who are feeling just burnt out. So this is really where it came from. And the questions that I'm dealing with in all of these practical energy management videos have to do with three questions that me and a client came up with a few years ago when she came to me feeling completely overwhelmed. And you can watch video one for the context for that. And we came up with three questions that really she can use, and then that now I have used and other people that I've worked with are now using to really filter through your yeses and your nos and how things end up on your calendar, both personally and professionally. And so the question that I tackled last week is this a gut check, yes or no? So many of us don't pay attention to what our spidey senses are telling us. And generally speaking, our gut is never wrong. And the more we can attune to that, the more fulfilling we will feel, the fulfillment we'll feel, the more joy we'll feel, the more authority we'll feel over our life. And so that's video one. That's question one. Question two, which we're handling today, is does saying yes to this thing take me closer to who I want to be and where I want to go or not? Now, the nature of this question implies that the person asking it has a grasp on what their personal values are. If you're not in a place right now where you can articulate what your personal values are, my encouragement is to pause this video, to open Google or whatever search engine you prefer, and to type in lists of values, qualities, or characteristics. And you will see just a ton of blogs and lists where you can go and you can really look at, okay, what terms really speak to me? What terms do I really want to adopt and use as kind of anchors and pillars in my decision-making processes? So as an example, some people really value joy, and humor. Some people really value intentionality and quality. Some people value simplicity and meaningful connection, right? It's not that these things are exclusive to you, but it's, hey, these are the things that I really care about. And so that really helps as you start to look at what goes on your calendar. It's like, does my personal value for this thing align with what the opportunity and the invitation is? So that's really the opportunity here. So the question, does this take me closer to or farther away from who I want to be and where I want to go? Practically applied, and I'll use a professional example for this. One of my clients has a very successful business, and she really serves a specific demographic. And she's been looking to expand into more public speaking, more facilitation, more workshops. And so she's been looking for opportunities for that. And she was given an opportunity to do some speaking for a group of very high earning people in the restaurateur business. And she came to me and she was like, this seems like a great idea on paper. It's a paid speaking opportunity. It takes me closer to my goal of speaking, but it's not the demographic that I really feel I'm here to serve and support. And, given what else is on my plate, which is question three, this doesn't really make sense. And so we talked through it and she ultimately decided to say no. She was like, this opportunity does not take me closer to who I want to be and where I want to go professionally at this time. So she said no. Now, some people would say that that seems a little bit crazy, but her slowing down to really attune to if her gut check is yes or no, and does this take her closer to her goal or not, and who she wants to be, she really sat with that and made a decision, the best decision she possibly could, to honor herself and her energy at that time. And lo and behold, we never know how our yeses or our nos are going to pan out in terms of what will happen after that point. And what happened to her is right on the heels of her saying no to this opportunity that didn't align, she got 2 or 3 more opportunities to speak to the demographic she does most often work with and support. And so I offer that to you as an example of what's possible when you decide Here's what I value. Here's what I'm here to do. And then you start making decisions based in alignment with that. So question number 2 is, does this thing take me closer to who I want to be and where I want to go or not? So personally or professionally, that'll be the opportunity for you this week to exercise that and to start slowing down, to really attune to, does this thing really speak to you or not? Is this in alignment with where you're going? Per usual, I would love to hear how you're applying this. So you can either comment here, I think it should be enabled. And if not, you can always go to my website, 3beatsconsulting.com, and you can always send me a personal email at thesarahgoodson@gmail.com. Until next week.